Hello, I'm starting to see some people showing up. So, hi, Veronica. I'm just waiting for some more people to show up. I had some challenges with the YouTube live. This is my first time doing it, so I want to make sure everybody gets the final link and information so they can show up. So, let me also figure out how to share my screen. Thank you. Thank you. I just cut it off. So I don't know how to share my screen, so it looks like I will be going without slides for this. So I'll just wait for a few more minutes because I told everybody that it starts at 4 Central Standard, and now it's 3:55. So give them a chance to show up. I really have to learn more about how YouTube Live works so I can share my screen and be all fancy. Yes, it's my first YouTube Live. Have you done them before, Veronica? So hi, I see more people showing up. Okay. So in 3 more minutes, I'll get started. And this event is going to be talking about how to make your first $100 with affiliate marketing. So I'm not sure if you're joining me from my email list, then you probably have heard me mention that several times because I sent out reminders about the event. But if you aren't on my list, then you might have just seen a notification and just decided to join in. And that's what this event is going to be about, how to make your first $100 with affiliate marketing and how to make that consistently month over month. So, yes. So I'm going to give a couple more minutes for more people to show up in case they were trying to come exactly on time or running a little behind. And we'll get started exactly at 4. Okay, one more minute and then we'll get started. Checking my phone to make sure no nobody got mixed messages or okay. So it's 4 o'clock. So thank you for joining me here on this event, how to make your first $100 with affiliate marketing and how to make that consistently month after month. Um, so I just wanted to share my experience with affiliate marketing and also talk to you about, answer some questions you might have if you are interested in affiliate marketing. So I had a lot of slides and everything for this event, but I'm not sure how to share my screen. So I'll just be basically sharing my experience, like kind of impromptu. So basically, first let me introduce myself. My name is Tiffany Domena, and I've been doing affiliate marketing for the last 2 years. I originally I've done different businesses. I was in the military for 9 years, and while I was in the military, I was doing something completely different than what I do now. But I separated because my husband started a general contracting company and we wanted to be able to grow the general contracting business. So I separated and I homeschooled my son and we grew that business. And then once it got to a certain point, then I talked to my husband because I really wanted to do something else. And so I wanted to do my own thing. And so I started doing marketing services and I started out with freelancing. And then as time went on, um, I decided to try other things because I have two young kids. I have, at the time that I started my business, my daughter was somewhere around 4 months, and my son was 10, and I was homeschooling and doing all of these different things at the same time. And so I decided that having two service based businesses in the early phases wasn't a good idea for our family. And so I was looking for a way that I can like build an asset like a website or similar to what my parents had with real estate. And I wanted to build an asset that could have some passive components to it so that it's not both of us working on a service based business. So that's how I got into affiliate marketing. And from there, I had to learn things like search engine optimization and how to network with people using only technology and various things. So, a lot of people underestimate the growth curve that you can have. But for me, it took me some time to learn how everything worked. And so that's my experience, my background with affiliate marketing. And since I've passed some milestones with it, I've decided like to help other people also pass milestones with affiliate marketing and learn how it works and everything like that. And so that's why we're having this event here. So let me make sure I'm staying on target. So how I made my first $100. So for me, I made my first $100 with affiliate marketing because I was doing paid ads through Microsoft, and I was sending the traffic to my website to a review page. And so that worked for me to earn my first $100, but um, it didn't get consistent after that. I learned that if I want to stay with pay advertising, then you have to keep an ad budget every month until you really stabilize a flow of trust and traffic to your website. And that was kind of like a way I decided that I didn't want to start. I decided to instead focus on building my website with search engine optimization, which is kind of A longer road. Hey, I'm glad you were able to make it. So that is kind of like a longer way to start out, but either way, it is a lower startup cost with your business. So you don't necessarily have to start out with thousands of dollars to pay for ads and then to test and to learn how the ads work. Instead, you can start out with a smaller budget. You pay for your hosting, you pay for your domain name, and you just really put in a lot of sweat equity. So that's what I did. And that does take a while, because with search engine optimization, um, Google has to kind of they get lots of content every day. You know, people are constantly posting blog posts, posting new videos, and all of that stuff. And they kind of have like a filing system where your articles and your videos and the content gets indexed, so that when searchers are looking for the content, then it'll serve them relevant results. So you kind of have to learn how to work with those bots and learn how to figure out what's in demand, what people are looking for online. And that can be somewhat of a learning curve, but even past the learning curve, it just takes some time for Google to recognize you and for them um, to I finally got signed in and got by the ads. Okay, cool. So I I need to focus, otherwise I'll get off track. So that's one thing about going live. So anyway, um, I will make sure to answer all of the questions, but I just wanted to give you some background on affiliate marketing and how I got into it and my experience with it, and then get into answering your questions, because that was the part I really wanted to get to know you guys better. Um, so yeah, I did the paid ad route and then ran the traffic to product reviews, but I learned that that was less sustainable for me, because it wasn't something that I wanted to budget for every month for a long period of time. So I decided to switch over to SEO and to focus on that, build up traffic organically, and then learn what converts, and then use ads to amplify what the results I was already getting. So that's like the game plan that I transitioned to. And that's really been working for me. It took some time to get traction, but I have lots of case studies that you can see on the traction that I was able to get over the last 24 to 25 months. So that's about me. And let me make sure, because I can't share my slides that I made for you guys. So I'm kind of clicking to make sure that I address everything that I have in the slides. So now I want to talk to you about my tips to make $100 a month with affiliate marketing. So the first tip that I have is to choose a niche that has well-priced and high demand products. So like some people, and I've been there, we want to just journal and just share our lives and just kind of talk about a gamut of different subjects. But it's difficult to monetize like that. And it's also difficult to attract an audience that will convert if you talk about too many various things, or if you don't focus on how you're going to really build out a funnel properly. So what you have to do is choose a subject matter that has problems that you can solve through your content, and use that to convert people to products and services. So ultimately, like if you're trying to sell something like let's say if you are a grocery store, you want to make sure that your advertisements will bring people to buy food. And it's the same way with blogging. You have to make sure that you're blogging about something relevant so that it attracts the right people who will then buy products that you have. So ultimately, you really have to be focused on sales. And so that is my tip number one is to choose a niche that has well-priced products and high demand products. And I also want to add on to that I've seen that people have a tendency to want to sell low ticket if they're uncomfortable with sales. They want to promote things like books or something like that on a platform like Amazon, which is okay. But if you really want to achieve certain financial goals, it's very difficult if you're making like pennies or something like that from books, because people can buy the book used, they can buy the book new. I mean, and you may not get the full commission or a high commission from that. And it's difficult to accumulate that into something that really pays your bills. So um, I would say definitely choose a niche where you can calculate a commission and you know what you're going to get as a result of putting in the effort. So, tip number two is to build a website. And so the reason why I say that is because there are lots of different alternatives. Like some people are leaning towards landing pages, or they're leaning towards other tools and want to like skip building a website. And I know why. Some of it is because building a website might have, you might be nervous about doing it. It might have some technical components to it. Um, so a lot of people don't necessarily want to build a website, but building a website really turns into an asset, and is similar to having offline property. That website, once you have traffic coming to it, then it ends up being an asset that you can actually sell, and it goes on the balance sheet of your business. So if you take the time and you actually build the website, then it becomes a property, it becomes an asset that your company has, and it makes the whole company more valuable. So so I see some people showing up. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Jay. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Muki. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi, Trish. So thank you for coming to my first YouTube live. And so I hope, let me keep going. Let me not get sidetracked. So tip number three is to create content persistently. And so what I did starting out was to start with a 90-day challenge where I was writing content every single day for 90 days. And sometimes I wrote up to 4 posts in one day. And I did that because I really wanted to get results. And I know that if you start a lawn care business or something like that, you need to cut grass. And if you're blogging, then you have to write. You have to write enough that is satisfying to an audience. And so for me, I knew I wanted to build my reputation as a blogger. So I needed to get out there and start writing some stuff that's interesting to people. And so I think that if you are just starting out, you should start out with like some type of challenge, something that's challenging for you, because the more you put out, the more practice you get, and you start to get more better ideas. You start to flesh out all of the mistakes that you make early on, and it gets you in the habit of productivity. So that's how I started out, and I recommend, like, even if you don't have a lot of time, set the bar high in comparison to what you feel capable of doing. And so create content persistently is tip number three. And tip number four is to choose 1 to 3 traffic channels. So through Wealthy Affiliate, I learned how to choose how to do search engine optimization. Prior to Wealthy Affiliate, I had done some things with social media marketing. So I kind of knew some things about that. And So starting out for me, I focused on, I did paid ads, but then I pulled back from that and went into search engine optimization. And so I think that you want to choose 1 to 3 traffic channels. When I was getting coaching from Jay, who is now here in the audience, and when I was going to Jay, he can tell you that I was kind of scattered all over the place, and I really wanted to be in on every traffic channel. Like I wanted to do Facebook and Twitter and everything else, but that doesn't necessarily accumulate. It doesn't compound well. So for me, I started out kind of scattered and trying to put content everywhere, because that's what a lot of people advise you to do. They'll say, open your Twitter account and start a Facebook and start a Pinterest, and then you end up feeling like you have to do tasks all over the place. So I started out like that. But then I learned that if I focus on like one platform like YouTube, then I can actually get compounding results faster. So for example, in order to hit my 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I decided to just focus because really I have to get better. We all start out not so good at things, and then we have to improve our skill over time. So for me with YouTube, I knew that in comparison to like people who had millions of followers, that I was not that good. And so I decided that I really needed to focus on that, focus on improving my skill level, and just really hone in on that, taking classes and whatever else I needed to do to get results on YouTube. And I learned about how to create better thumbnails and how to create better descriptions and on and on and on. Everything you need to know, but each platform has its quirks. And so that's why I would recommend you focusing, because, like, for example, for Pinterest, you have to learn how to make pins that really resonate. And the same thing for Facebook. In order to grow on Facebook, you have different algorithms and you have different things you want to boost. So it's really important to focus so that you can learn how to make something work. And so that's tip number 4, is to choose 1 to 3 traffic channels. But even I would say that you shouldn't choose more than one if you can't sustain what's required on the first traffic channel. So like, for example, if you decide that you are going to do a blog, but you are having trouble posting once a week on the blog, or I would say even more than that, if you're having trouble posting 3 times a week on the blog, then um, I would say that you shouldn't get into anything else until you really have that mastered. Once you have that mastered and you're really efficient, you can do those 3 posts a week. Then you can look into possibly adding on another traffic channel. For me, I told you I started out posting every day. So I was posting once a day. And then after I was doing, in addition to doing that, I was doing other things like trying ads and trying other things. So um, that is tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to prioritize your business. This was a big challenge for me because like I said, I have 2 young kids. So like sometimes things come up. They might have events at their school, or you have to they want a friend to come over, or various things can come up with raising kids and having a business. So for me, prioritizing was a challenge because I had to keep communicating more with my family, with my husband, and say, honey, can you, or I talk to my sister and say, can you pick up the kids today so that I can do this, this, and that? So it takes a lot of communication, coordination. It takes a lot of stretching yourself. Sometimes I would stay up late at night or wake up in the morning. Sometimes I would go take my kids to the park, wear them out, wear them out so that I could work while they sleep. So there's all kinds of things, creative things that you have to do in order to make your business a priority. But you have to make your business a priority. It doesn't start out on autopilot. So it starts out kind of similar to a newborn. It requires a lot, and so you have to really nurture it and invest in it. And then over time, as you start to hire and train people and they become more independent, then you can get more passive components, but it doesn't start out that way. So um, I say it's important to prioritize because you need some time to really focus on building the business, focus on getting trained and building your skills and all of those things. So um, now I was able to ask some new affiliates what is stopping them from making $100 a month. And I want to tell you what they told me and my response to what they told me. So, when I asked, what is stopping you from making $100 a month, the most common response that I got was traffic. And traffic is also a problem I've had before, and I still, in order to scale, some of what you have to do is to get more traffic. So, um, but how I think of traffic is that it is people, it's people, and you have to grow your social network. So you have to make sure that you are getting attention all the time. And it's kind of something that you make your own responsibility. It's very common for people who start a business online to wait on Google to give them attention in order to get attention and brand awareness. But you really can't do that. You have to take more control of that. So, in my first year, I was doing like speaking engagements, going to lots of offline events, doing social media, joining groups, taking classes that have like a engaged community, doing various things like that so that I can get to know people who would in turn become traffic. um, and so I would recommend you taking more initiative with getting traffic by actually meeting people and doing it the old school way and letting Google come when they come, because Google traffic is not something that you can really control. It's something that we have, to some extent, we have like estimations, we have calculations of how much traffic people, or how long it takes to get rankings and all of that, but it's really approximations. And one article may get traffic in 6 months, one article may get traffic before that. You really don't know. So what are the so I would say that you really want to make sure to kind of meet people and study your target audience very well. Find out ways that you can network with them offline and online. They might have Facebook groups, like, say, for example, you are in the fitness niche. You might be able to find groups of people who are trying to lose weight on Facebook. You might be able to find groups of people who are trying to lose weight on Pinterest. You may be able to find groups like that on LinkedIn, and you want to be as valuable as you can be in those groups. And by being valuable in those groups and solving problems in those groups, then you'll start to build trust and traffic. Um, that is like really how it has to be more manual in the beginning when Google is not recognizing you yet. And over time, you'll be able to compile both those manual relationships you've built alongside the search engine optimization and your social media growing, and the algorithms will start to work even more. But in the beginning, it's very manual if you want to get that attention and that traffic. So those are my main tips. And I also want to give you an analogy when it comes to traffic, because as online entrepreneurs, we're still entrepreneurs, and it works the same offline. So, for example, when we were working on my husband's construction company, um, yes, he knew how to do things like lay floors or do fences and things like that. But even if we were to buy a storefront that was located on a busy street, we couldn't expect people to just organically come in. And most offline stores know that even if they rent out a space, they have to start to market, they have to start to get out and meet people and let them know that a new location has opened or something like that. So you have to do some networking in order to really make things work. And when you do it manually, it's something that can't be taken away with algorithm updates or anything like that. So I believe that Google algorithms, the Facebook algorithms, and all that stuff, how we can meet people faster than in previous generations is great. But I think it's also something that we shouldn't rely on too much, because those things can change at any point, and it's best the relationships you actually build. So those are my tips for your first $100 a month, and also $100 a month going forward. If you build your social network, first you have to build your flow of content, because that's going to be your constant. That's what people are coming to you and expecting. So your product and your service to other people is creating that content. So if you consistently create good content that people come back for, they learn from, and they value, then you'll start to build up more of a social following. That social following will turn into other things, and it just grows from there. So you'll have the $100 milestone, and then the people, if you really deliver good value, they'll come back, and it'll just grow. So that's what I've noticed from growing my business over the last 24 to 25 months, almost 25 months. Um, and so I've done kind of a mix up of SEO being the primary way that I get traffic now, but in the beginning, it was kind of a mashup. And so now I want to answer your questions, and I can see that some people have asked questions. So, does the affiliate really work these days? Um, so, when you say, does the affiliate really work these days, do you mean like, I don't know what you mean. So, but I do want to answer your question if you can clarify what you mean. What are the best traffic channels for beginners? It depends on the best traffic channels for beginners. Um, I say search engine optimization, and the reason is because it's sustainable. So once you get search engine optimization working, then it continues to work and grow. So, like, for example, the articles that I wrote when I first was getting started at How to Entrepreneur, it took some time for them to actually work and for them to start getting rankings and traffic. But once they got rankings and traffic, it was reliable for, and it still is reliable. So it's not something that like goes up and down a lot. Whereas, like when I did door to door sales for my husband's business, then I can go and knock on lots of doors today and tell them about what he does, but it doesn't necessarily grow at the same pace like search engine optimization does. And the same thing, like if you go offline and you do offline speaking engagements or something like that, you can spend you can spend like maybe 3 to 4 hours making your slides, then arranging the event and all of that stuff. And then you go and you deliver the speech. And after it's over, then you don't necessarily see like 100% growth of how many people found out about you or more the same way you can with search engine optimization. So it's kind of like you have a long shelf life for a piece of content with search engine optimization. So I would say that one is a really good one to start on. Um, so what I mean is that these days everyone is doing it and too many actors in the market. So it's challenging to beat them and get more traffic. Um, I I think that it is. I think it is a growing number of people in the affiliate marketing industry, but I think it's definitely a lot more room for more people in the industry. And um, I say this because I'm able to do research on certain topics and see that there's not a lot of content on that topic. And it's for a variety of different subject matters that you can find that. So I think that there's a lot more room online, and also the amount of people using the internet is continuing to grow. So I think it's well over 3 billion people are using the internet, and so even if we feel like it's what 2000 or more affiliate marketers, um, it's still not going to be close to the billions of people who are demanding content for affiliate marketing. So we're still way off when it comes to supply and demand. um, so I do think I understand what you mean as far as that is a lot of supply now, but I think it's well under the demand for content online. So there's still lots of room. So do you think when you start a business, doing videos is better than blogging and writing? I think that that would be subjective because um, I think it depends on where you feel like you have the most skill and where you feel like you can have the most results. It also can be a matter of having less competition. So I've seen that in many niches, there's less competition in video than when it comes than blogging. So I do think that doing videos can be better, but I wouldn't tell someone who feels really uncomfortable with it or who um, really doesn't. Um, so, like for example, you can if you don't feel comfortable with it and you don't have the passion for it, like it might come across in the camera. It does come across in the camera. So I would say that it depends on. It's really subjective. It's up to you if you feel like um, you would be willing to take the time and the learning curve to get better on camera, to do the videos, then yes, it can be worthwhile. Um, for me, I was better at writing starting out. I think I was better at writing than video. So blogging was a better place for me to start. And I started getting results with that. And then I added video onto blogging. So it depends on which one you feel most comfortable with and which one you really feel like you'd be willing to attack. So hopefully I was able to answer that question. Um, So, do you guys have any more questions for me? Do you know, or can you remind me how often Google updates their algorithms for content recognition and getting ranked? I do not know. It doesn't seem like it's consistent. From what I see, I don't necessarily know how often they do it, but I do hear the byproduct, and that's sometimes people will start talking about losing rankings, and if you're around a lot of people who blog or who do video, or who are running online businesses, then you'll hear like a lot of uproar when the when the algorithms change and people notice their rankings are different. So as far as when the algorithms change, do you know, or can you remind me? Okay, it happens about every 4 to 6 months, doesn't it? I really don't know if they change the algorithms every 4 to 6 months. I would think that they do it even more often than that. When you look at the updates that they have and the panda and the all of the different updates, and they name them after the animals. um, I don't look at how often they change the algorithms. Um, I really don't pay much attention to that. What I pay the most attention to is just trying to create the deepest relationships I can outside of the algorithms, because if the relationships are there and the algorithms change, then you should be still okay. So I really don't know. I don't know. Content, content, content. I agree with that. So, do you have any more questions for me? So my ultimate goal was, will you be offering your points covered in your webinar here, perhaps below the replay recording? That way we can always refer back to your webinar later. Um, I definitely can. I think if I were to do that, I probably should just go ahead and write a blog post. um, I have the slides, and I wish I could have shown them to you, but I really don't know how to share my screen on here, so that's something I'll have to study. But I can definitely make sure that there's a link below where you can see the tips that I shared inside of here. I can do that. So my overall goal for this was just to have a conversation about making $100 per month consistently, and what I wanted to understand better what you think are the obstacles for that, and just talk about it so that we can, like, you can overcome that obstacle. Like, I want more people to be able to pass that milestone. I feel like um, that's like a big drop off. Is some people will show interest, they'll be interested in starting a business, interested in starting with affiliate marketing, but then somewhere along the line there's like a drop off. So um, I wanted to help with that for it as well. That's awesome. So you said I put some questions up on Wealthy Affiliate for this, but you answered them straight away. Then made a video for it as well. So I'm glad that was helpful. I think you can send a link to the live recording to the people that registered. Okay. I think that it'll actually be on my YouTube channel. ClickBank versus Amazon, which one do I recommend getting started with? So I think that it really will depend on what niche you want to get into. So if you decide that you want to, and it did, like for me, I think about the audience first. Who do I want to work? Who do I feel like I can solve problems for? And then what solutions would work best for them. So I think that when you are doing your site planning, you really want to be able to put yourself in the shoes of the end user. So, for example, if we decided that, or if you decided you wanted to start a site and it is on, like, what's a random topic? Let's say it's on fitness. Let's do that one again. So if the site is on fitness and you have chosen a niche inside of fitness, like um, supplements, you know, so then you would want to get to know those people who use supplements, and figure out what are they trying to achieve with those supplements, and what products can you present them that will help them get closer to that goal. That's how I do it. I don't necessarily think about who the affiliate network or affiliate program is that would be best, because that's going to be different for each site. Um, so even for my site, How to Entrepreneur, um, I I in the beginning I was kind of shooting in the dark because um, I was building an audience, but still I wanted to figure out how can I serve the people I come in contact with now, and what products and services might they need in order to grow their business, and then sign up for those affiliate programs. So thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. So I know, Jose, you had a question, and I don't have it in front of me, but I definitely want to answer your question. I think, can you put your question in the chat box so I make sure to answer it? Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Okay, so here it goes. Okay, so Jose asked, I'm getting my feet wet into the e-commerce world, and different business models. So he wanted to know, what are, if they are, so, yeah, why do they charge so much for different courses? And any pointers on how, okay, on basically, how do you choose what business model to start with? When there's things like Amazon FBA, there's e-commerce, there's Shopify, there's all of these different options, and how do you choose which one to start with? So I think that the you start with the one that has kind of the lowest barrier to entry. So that's how I chose which business model to start with. And so I knew that the education and the tools and all of that stuff was easy for me to access with affiliate marketing. And I kind of understood how the concept would go. I understood how the business model would work, whereas the other ones seem like a lot more that I would need to learn in order to figure out how they work. And a lot of the different business models have, the courses are more expensive, the education is more expensive to get started, and the amount of, like, so for me, I chose based off of what was reasonable price for me, and what I thought would be a good play on my skills. And I chose affiliate marketing, but I know that affiliate marketing isn't necessarily the only monetization model I'll ever use. So for me, I believe strongly in multiple streams of income. So I think that once you get started and you have one stream of income that's really that's growing, then you can stack different revenue streams, and you don't have to feel like just because you do affiliate marketing you can't do e-commerce, or you can't do, like, you just asked about local lead gen. So these are all still options. It's just that affiliate marketing has a lot of skills that translate well into other things. And so you have to learn how to get customers, how to how to work with the search engines and social media and various things. There's so much that you learn as you are learning to make affiliate marketing work. So you learn how to do market research. All of these things will help you if you decide to go into e-commerce or anything else. After learning affiliate marketing, I thought, man, I wish I had known all of this when I self-published my books, because the same search engine optimization that I need to use to make my site rank is the same search engine optimization that I can use on Amazon to make my books rank. So it's like the skills translate. So you don't have to think that because you start off with one business model, you'll never be able to cross over into others. You can create online courses, you can do so many things in one company, and these will all end up being multiple streams of income. If you pay attention to like really successful companies or online business owners, you'll see that they've stacked different revenue models. So they might be an affiliate marketer, but maybe they have their own products, and maybe they have a service that they sell, and maybe they also have they do some e-commerce. So it's you can stack all of these things into one business, but you just have to buckle down and start somewhere, make something work, expand that revenue stream, and reinvest the revenue into growing. So, have I tried local lead gen? I know I've done some reviews on some which were very helpful. Um, so, have I tried it? So, I've done things with local business owners because I told you I did freelance work before. So I've done building websites and getting them to rank. And then also, my husband has his local business website. And so I've also done a lot of networking with local business owners to understand what they are looking for in the market. So that's what I take to apply to understanding the local lead gen model. Um, where can you learn? Uh, so, where can you learn search engine optimization? So, I learned search engine optimization through Wealthy Affiliate. And so, that's where I usually work with people to help them build their online businesses. So I actually work with people every day through Wealthy Affiliate, helping them to build their online businesses. And that's how I learned search engine optimization. So I can leave a link in the description box below if you are interested in checking that out. At Wealthy Affiliate, they offer you 10 free training modules on building a website, on search engine optimization, on um, just basically to get you started with an online business. You can also apply it to an existing business if you have an existing business and you want to learn how to get more customers using the internet. So the things that they teach apply well to various business models. But that's how I learned search engine optimization, and I'll definitely leave the information below. Um, so, yes. So, if there are any more questions, I'm here to answer your questions. How do you pick a good course on Wealthy Affiliate to start with when there are so many? So, the way that they have everything set up is like they have it set up step by step so that you start with um, like basically very beginner friendly stuff, and then they bring you on to different phases. So you start out with choosing your niche, and then from there they show you how to choose a good niche, how to do market research, and on and on. And then from there you learn more about how to get traffic, how to build a website, and it goes from there. So There are lots of courses, but it's if you follow the online entrepreneur certification, then it'll take you from point one, square one, all the way through. So that's how. But there are lots of courses, and on Wealthy Affiliate, there's also people who contribute to creating training on the platform. So, like, I like to create training on the platform. So then there's lots of training on there. It's like a library of internet marketing information. So, can the niche be a service based model, or does it have to be product based? So it can be either one, because at the end of it, we're doing business, and businesses can run successfully um, off of service based or product based. But if in affiliate marketing, you can refer customers to a product or a service, either one. And you can even use affiliate products or services to build an audience, and then to kind of test out a product idea you might have with something fairly complementary. So there's all kinds of ways that you can use affiliate marketing. Um, I watch companies like Walmart, and they'll sell someone else's product, and then when they see that they have good sales with that product, then they white label and make their own version of it. So you can use affiliate marketing like that. You can use to test product and service ideas. You can use affiliate marketing to just be a consistent revenue stream. You can use affiliate marketing to partner with companies that are complementary with your own. So, like, for example, if you are an accountant, and you commonly refer people to use QuickBooks, then you can sign up for the QuickBooks affiliate program and get a commission for each person you refer. There's all kinds of ways to use it. So it's just a good revenue stream or income model to know about. So, any more questions? Are the affiliate customers becoming returning customers, or since the affiliate company collected their emails, they just go straight to them? So that's a good question. And it really is up to you as the affiliate marketer. Um, I know that some people will blog and put the affiliate company hyperlinked into their content and send the traffic directly without exchanging emails. Some people do that's called direct linking. You can also do that on YouTube by putting an affiliate link in your description box. And sometimes that works really well for generating the leads for the merchant. But if you do want to have returning customers, then you have to have your email marketing stuff set up. And to be honest, it takes some buy-in by the visitors. So for example, I started out with direct linking. So I was writing and blogging and sending traffic directly to merchants from my website. And um, for some of affiliate partners, I still do that. So, like, some of them won't get a lot of traction, or you won't have a lot of visitors to that blog post or whatever. So you really just want to make sure you get the sales. But for some affiliate partners, you might have a lot of traffic that you're sending to them, and so it's more beneficial to collect the email before you send the traffic off, for one, it could impact your bounce rates negatively on your site, which would damage your rankings, but also just so that you can follow up with them, especially if there's something like Wealthy Affiliate, for example. When I send customers there, I still want to keep in contact with them because they're going there to become affiliate marketers and they may need help along the way. So if they so I write a lot about affiliate marketing. So if they're on my email list, I can send them information that might help them on their journey. So if you know that you'll be doing that and you'll be able to help them on the journey that they're going on, then that could be worthwhile. But for example, I have other affiliate partners and I don't really write as much about that content or that subject matter. So it's not really any point in me making sure they're on my email list because, like, for example, business phones. I did some reviews on business phones. And so right now I get commissions from that. But if I was to require that they get on my email list before they go and check out the business phone system, then I don't write a lot about business phones in my email list. So it might just not be relevant. They might unsubscribe quickly. It just wouldn't be worthwhile. So can we prevent the emails going to the merchant? Afraid since merchant has customer emails, they will market to them and future transactions will go directly to the merchant. No, you really can't prevent that. And some merchants will have what's called lifetime cookies with affiliate marketing. So basically, someone that you send to them, you'll always get paid for the life of the customer. Or if they decide to upgrade or anything like that, you'll get paid for sending them. But some are not like that. Like Amazon, for example, you get paid for the referral if they purchase within 24 hours, but you won't get paid after that. And if they go back to Amazon the next day and buy something else, you won't necessarily get paid for that. So no, you can't prevent emails from going to the merchant. And oftentimes, like for some a vendor like Amazon, they might need the email in order to send them their confirmation of shipment and all that. So you don't really want to prevent that. Otherwise, you'll give them a bad experience. So yeah, they will likely market to them for future transactions. It's just that, you have to keep providing more value and they can come back to you for other things. You can get into affiliate programs where it's something like a recurring commission or more of a longer term relationship. But it really depends on your customer journey. So, hi, Wayne. So it depends on your customer journey. Like for example, um, with like let's say the customer journey for how to entrepreneur. Um, when for me, I was mindful that the people that I come in contact with might be at various stages of starting a business. They might just have an idea. They might, just be doing research, wanting to get out of a job. They might just want to learn how to make a couple extra dollars. And they might be already having a business. So I can run across them at various stages of their journey. But if I partner with different affiliate partners who can help them along their journey, then I'm not necessarily trying to stop them from going to one merchant more than once. You know what I mean? Maybe they might come and get advice on how to incorporate and then come back later because I have more content on how to get traffic on this. And then they might come back later because I have more content on how to do their bookkeeping or something like that. So you just have to stay ahead and stay serving. So there's always the good, bad, and ugly truth to everything. I've heard some merchants take too long to pay marketers. How can you sustain business if that happens? You're right. Some merchants do take too long to pay affiliate marketers, but really, you just rule those out. So for me, I do my bookkeeping and I look at who's paying consistently, who pays on time, who is reliable, and I focus on the ones that are reliable and stop marketing for the ones that are not. And that's really what you do. You just double down on the ones that you have a good partnership with. But I have had that experience where, I write an article and promote a company and they end up shutting down their affiliate program. It can happen. Um, and you just learn from it, really. Um, you just learn from it. You can find an alternative in some cases, and sometimes it's just a learning lesson. Is there a rating system for the merchants? At Wealthy Affiliate, they are creating something like that where basically we can rate different merchants so that um, other affiliates can know how good of a merchant they were, if they pay on time and all that stuff. So yes, there is that system inside of Wealthy Affiliate. In the at the affiliate networks, not so much. I haven't seen anything like that inside of the affiliate networks that I'm a part of. So I'm not familiar with that. So it looks like we have been on for an hour, more than an hour now. And I really, really hope that you got a lot of things to think about. I hope that this event helped you to like think more about how you can create a consistent $100 a month with affiliate marketing. That was my main goal. And I really enjoy doing things like this, where we get to chat about topics that can help you to grow your business. So I will probably be doing these much more often. So if you are on my email list, I'll be emailing you to find out what topics you think we should talk about next. Definitely send me your topic ideas and let me know what you think. I also have a survey that I'll be sending out shortly just to get some feedback on how this event went. And I also have a giveaway within that survey. So if you can take some time to complete that survey and let me know what you think about the topic and everything else, and that will really help me to get better for the future. So let us call it Friday, Friday weekly show. Let's see what happens and how you all like it. So, and definitely send me your topic ideas. There were some when I was emailing. There were some people who said the timing doesn't work. So let me know if any of that is a conflict for you. And um, am I doing this full time? Am I doing affiliate marketing full time? Yes, I work. I take my kids to school in the morning, and I work all day. Um, so yes, I do this full time. So, well, that's all I have for this live stream, and definitely um, be stay tuned for my emails. Um, um, so you guys are funny. But stay tuned for my emails. Be on the lookout, and I'll send all the information about the next live stream via email. And as far as the links to the things that I mentioned inside of this event, if this ends up being a recording, which I believe it does, then I'll leave the links in the description box. If not, then I'll send an email to let you know about what we talked about in the where you can get the resources we talked about within this event. So I really, really, really appreciate all of you joining me on my first YouTube live. um, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.